the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here at Talladega Super Speedway as we roll into race number 4 of our 13 race season. And here tonight, I will be your host. My name is KR Solfus, and in the booth with me is somebody named Travis Elliott. I think I don't have the time to read this. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Travis Elliott.
Oh, all right.
Is that good enough?
I did read it correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your
That's fine.
Spark Notes were correct.
These cliff notes are too long. Too long. I need a new intern, make them shorter. Anyways, we are here for race number 4. Travis Elliott in the booth with me. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Travis, we saw an outstanding race last week at the iRacing Super Speedway. Anthony English pulled off an outstanding win, drawed himself closer to the points lead. Now there's only 1 point separating Daniel Holloway, your point leader, and Anthony English in our point standings here tonight.
Yeah, the standings are just racing. They're starting to heat up each race every week, and you know it's not just one win that I learned last season. You have to get 2 wins, and I don't think we've had a repeat winner yet, but still pretty early in the season. It's always fun when we come around Talladega. That 3 wide, even 4 wide, if people want to get a little crazy. It's definitely plenty of room. Not as much room as the iRacing Super Speedway, but it's definitely still a lot of fun around here, around the high slopes of Talladega.
Yeah, Talladega always puts on an outstanding show, and right now we have a few cars out on the speedway. For the moment, our practice results look something like this. Sean Stevens laying down the fastest lap time. Hunter Reynolds, Anthony English, Russell Hancock, and then rounding out your top 5 on the speed chart is your point leader, Daniel Holloway. So some good speed out here tonight, but we're going to see how this all plays out for our drivers in qualifying, as we're just a few seconds away from putting these things out in qualifying trim.
Yeah, you got a lot of people trying to figure out the limits of the car. I know I saw a few people blow a couple engines, just trying to see what they can let the temps get to, how long they can really push. And pretty cool track temp right now. You know, it's track temp. The temperature like of the sim is about 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Track temp about the same. So hopefully we'll see a lot of aggressive pushing early on to try to test the limits of the car and really see where they can get this race going here. As the 37 of J.R. Johnson rolls out onto the track. This is just an outlap though, KR. You know, try to get up to speed.
It is. So qualifying underway here as this session has switched over. We do want to give a shout out to Jimmy Reynolds checking in on YouTube. He is recuperating from some tough stuff, as he has said. So Jimmy, glad to see you out here on YouTube, man. We hope you can stick around and entertain us. If you want to climb up into the booth and just chit chat with us, we'd love to have you. You know where we're at. And,
please, Jimmy, please.
But we also understand you're recovering, so yeah. One way or another, man, we're rooting for you to get through this. And J.R. Johnson in the 37 machine, and across the start-finish line, he begins his first time lap. Drivers have 5 minutes to do 2 laps here in qualifying. 15 of Rick Greenaway after an outstanding run last week. Well, here he is trying to qualify on pole once again.
And where can you find Rick Greenaway at, Kara?
Other than right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network at Talladega Super Speedway, as the NSRA Sunday Select Series presented by 3 Wide Motorsports is live.
Yeah.
Oh, he does a live stream. Greenaway Family Virtual Racing. It's on Facebook and I believe Twitch. Don't quote me on the Twitch part.
I will look it up right now. It was Greenaway Family Virtual Racing?
I believe so, yes. As he is going to sail that off into the corner. We do have a few drivers starting to post some qualifying times. Mark Mann in the 04 on top of the charts for the moment. That 04 machine laying down a very good lap time. 51.67. However, that was his out lap or his second lap. So far, no one has really set their very fast lap, which usually comes on their second time around. Paul Servant,
I believe Paul Servant just did his quick lap there. So 6/10 faster than Mark Mann, but Mark Mann's coming to the line right now. We'll see where he pans out. Russ Hancock just did a 51.138, and Mark Mann not too far off of Paul Servant, and Hunter Reynolds even closer to Paul Servant, but can't quite get to him.
So Hunter Reynolds moves into second place. Paul Servant in the 3 machine, making his way around as he is done qualifying. Right now he sits on pole. Jason Graves in the 40 machine. He's going to blast across the start finish line. And Jason up into 8th spot.
Yeah, Hunter only missed pole by about 6/1000ths of a second. So I don't know what much more he could have did there with to get pole. Paul Servant was just a little bit more smooth than him and got around the track. Just I don't even think that'd be an inch. That's like probably millimeters faster in terms of distance.
Yeah, very quick. I shouldn't say quick, but not a lot of difference in these times here once again. You remember a couple, was it last week, 2 weeks ago? We saw 0.00 throughout the top 5.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember it was literally within like a few 1,000ths of one another. Kind of like the top 4. A little bit more of a spread, but.
Well, we are going to step away for the national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the drivers have rolled out, that means it is time to go through tonight's starting lineup. Row number 1 setting quick time here with a 51.062. That is Paul Servant in the 3 machine. Hunter Reynolds right behind or to the outside in the 26. And it's Mark Mann, Dana Osborne for row number 2. Row number 3 will be Donald Sadusky and Sean Stevens. Row 4 will be Chris Akers and Russ Hancock. Row number 5 will be Anthony English and Jason Grames. Row 6 going to be Daniel Holloway and J.R. Johnson. Row number 7 will be Rick Greenaway and Mikhail Hinton. Row 8 will be DJ Mitchell and Gary Whitmer. Row 9, Pondo Coe and Dan Harrington. And finally, row number 10, the 7-Eleven of Steven Squirmin Herman and his teammate from 3 Wide Motorsports. That's Todd Poston in the 31 machine. So as we get ready to release the hounds here tonight, let's take a quick look at this Talladega Super Speedway weather, track information, and of course the keys to the race from Alliance Motorsports. They said, hey KR, Mark Mann's past champion, you haven't been talking about it. And I went, you know what, you are correct. The 04 winning the championship last season, did not do my due diligence and report that enough, according to Alliance Motorsports. Anthony English pulling a Babe Ruth, calling his own shots here tonight, and that he is going to win this race once again. And of course, don't die while crashing everyone else. And that is tonight's keys to the race as Paul Servant in the 3 machine gets to the throttle. The lone Canadian showing the Americans how to do American racing. Somebody needs to get out in front of this 3. We cannot take this disrespect as Dana Osborne slices down to the inside. Travis Elliott, I'm out of breath.
Well, I can see that, and there's a big checkup by last year's champion, though, for Mark Mann. That's causing the 343 of Russ Hancock to kind of fall off. I think he's on the apron, but that's going to allow the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 27 of Sean Stevens to kind of make a push to the outside line there, but that inside line is tightly packed. Field's kind of broken up, not too bad though. With 20 cars, you're going to have a pretty good group of cars. As coming through the trial, Paul Servant's going to get that run thanks to last year's champion Mark Mann, and it's going to allow the 3 of Paul Servant to lead that first lap. KR.
Servant in the 3 machine using his momentum down on that inside line. The 04 pushing good on his back bumper, but not too close. We have seen several engines let go here this season, and everyone giving some distance for the moment.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's being pretty chill. We heard a little banter before the race, and watched the 4 taking it 3 wide, turn 1, first lap, and he's sitting 3rd on that high side right now. I'm sure he's itching, and he kind of takes a look. I think he sees his teammate in his mirror, so it wouldn't be surprised if we see him go to the outside, as there's a checkup on the inside. Dana Osborne got on the apron slightly. That caused that inside line to lose a slight bit of momentum. And just looking through the pack, everybody seems to be pretty mild-mannered after the 40, I believe, of Jason Graham's. We saw him last week have a great run at the end of the race. Really thought he was going to steal it from the 44 of Anthony English, but Anthony English was able to hold on. And like you said, he's calling a back-to-back, and we'll see if he can get it done tonight, KR.
Dan Harrington in the 82 machine, fastest car on the speedway last time around, setting the fastest lap of the race at a 47.76. We'll see if that holds true as this field works its way onto the front stretch. Now, some things to keep in mind. Fuel run here tonight. Everyone can run out of fuel depending on how it all works out. If you're by yourself, you get about 15 laps of fuel here tonight. If you're in the pack, anywhere from 17 to 18. And now let's throw in everyone maybe going to try and short pit. So we could see these guys come down pit road any number of times.
Yeah, I would say with the 75 laps, it's probably 4-stop race. Is my math bad?
Listen,
5?
let's do some quick math. So if you do stretch it, let's do it easily. 15 laps every time. and then you take that, divide it by 75, and that is at least one pit stop.
That is an astute observation, KR.
I'm
Very
here all
astute.
week, and I'm a great math tutor.
Here you do taxes also.
I do. I will say that the IRS does audit a lot of my clients. I can't figure this one out.
Yeah, KR and I are not qualified tax. What are they called? People who do your taxes?
Certified professional accountant?
Yeah, we're not a certified. Yeah, what he said. So don't take our advice, but do take
No.
our advice in watching this race, because things are still not heating up just yet. But Three Paul Servant not able to, or just still holding on to the lead there. Looks like Hunter and Sean coming around the outside are starting to make a slight bit of moves. Not getting a lot of help from the four of Chris Akers though. It's, not a lot going on right now, but looks like Hunter can get about just even with Paul, a little bit ahead of him, but Mark Mann just gets back on the threes bumper and just gives him a big shove. As the that's the 9 of Pondo Co. just split the 63 and the 61, and he is making his way fast towards the front with a head of steam, KR.
Yeah, Pondo Co. in the 9 machine, already gaining 5 positions since the drop of the green flag. That fabulous Hudson Hornet paint scheme trying to work his way forward. Pondo Co. and Donald Sadusky working together here tonight out of the MAGA stable. And those two drivers trying to get hooked up. Pondo Co. has to get to the 19, who finds himself right now in 7th spot. The 19 machine, 4th car, down on the inside line.
Yeah, luckily I caught that out of the corner of my my screen here, but he was on the bottom line with the 61 of DJ Mitzel, and they were just riding side by side in that bottom lane. So the 9's coming out strong and really showing that he's ready to go, and you can kind of see that by how he's running behind the 21. He it looks like he wants Dan Holloway to poke out and kind of make that outside line work, see what they can do, because this outside line's not really moving right now, KR.
Now that outside line really hasn't built a lot of momentum. We haven't seen some changes at the front like we normally do, where a car will step out. Maybe the car from that bottom lane clearing that outside line steps out, but so far everyone kind of just staying in position. Everyone knowing that we got a long race here. 75 laps our scheduled distance at Talladega, and that means, sit back, let's get through a few pit stops before we try and start slicing and dicing. As I say that, Daniel Holloway, your points leader, going 3 wide, and he has the 9 of Pondo Co. with him.
And I believe the 4 is going to jump up. He's running about half a lane, doesn't know where he's going just yet. The 9 hops back in line. I think there's no run there quite just yet, but yeah, KR, it's not really doing a lot going on right now. But last week, because it looks like the 21 is being joined by the 44 of Anthony English and the 63. Anthony got a little loose there going into the turn. The 21 hops back in line, but yeah, last week at the old iRacing Super Speedway, we saw a very clean race. I think we only had one or two cautions in all the laps turned, and that's not something to snuff your nose at. Sorry, but with a small group of guys who all know how each other race, I think we're going to just see some really good racing, as Paul Servant has a huge gap on Mark Mann. I don't know that that's going to help him right here.
Looking at Gary Whitmer in the 5 machine, making his 2nd start of the season, as Paul Servant, Mark Mann get bunched back up. We are back to 2 wide racing. That 3 wide stuff got knocked down. We're coming up to start lap number 11 of 75, so inching a little bit closer to that window opening for our first round of green flag pit stops. The 21 of Holloway still staying out in that third lane all by himself. He is trying to make something happen without a whole lot of help. Nobody really looking to that outside lane just yet. Paul Servant getting out in front of the 26. And so while I do have a moment, I do want to point out that we have Jimmy Reynolds did check in on YouTube chat. Of course, Sports Crazy Boy 1981 checking in as well.
Wild.
And Mara Clark cheering for Mark Mann in the 04. So if you guys are here and enjoying the show, let us know who your driver is, who you think's gonna win. Even if it's not your favorite driver, you think someone is due here, let us know. And Travis, they're starting to slice and dice. It looks like Jason Graham's in the 40 falling back.
Yeah, he got left out to dry. The outside line was tightly packed coming out of the turn 3 through turn 4, like bumper to bumper. And we see the 88 and the 4 make that run to the outside. Looks like they're gonna get even. And there's 3 of the Candy Shack boys, 3 wide on the top. Surprised the Knight of Pondo Co's not gonna go up there with him. He might fill that spot, but the 21's gonna fall back down behind the 27. Okay, we're 3 wide, and they are running that high line like you're supposed to. You're supposed to pinch down. If that middle gives you room, take all the room you can, because I believe that's gonna get Dana Osborne clear, probably coming out of turn 2. If not going into turn 3, he's gonna clear the 26 of Hunter Reynolds if they can keep the speed up right here. But yeah, they're starting to get a little racy, which is interesting because we're only a few laps from the end of the first pit cycle, so we'll be seeing them hit pit road in about 4 or 5, maybe 6 laps, depending on how well they're saving their fuel. But they're starting to fizzle out. It looks like the 21 got a little out of shape as he almost gets into the 44 of Anthony English, and that outside line kind of just died out. But they definitely show that they have speed as the 21 of Daniel Holloway hops him back into that line behind the 44. So we saw a flash of greatness, KR. Maybe they're just testing the waters on low fuel to see how it is later in the race, or they just wanted to get out of line and not be checking up constantly. But they're starting to make it work a little bit more and more. They're building that run up every lap, KR.
I'll tell you what, that 20 car field, everyone has the feel of maybe trying to hit pit road at the same time. I don't know about you, Travis, but that was a bold move right there. Hold your breath, as this is starting to get exciting. We're starting to see these guys set up for pit lane. Now, I was just thinking to myself, could we see all 20 drivers hit pit lane at the same time? It's a 20 car field here tonight. And this league, this NSRA Sunday Select Series, has been known to have some very long green flag runs. So how do you factor that in to your strategy, knowing that this could be without a caution here tonight?
I mean, you're really working towards that last stop. I was talking to Hunter before the race, and he was kind of telling me last week, because we saw him and Anthony English really, the poor Chris Akers making a bold move there. Sorry, but I was talking to Hunter, and he was saying how they stretched the fuel out to kind of mitigate one stop, and we saw them, and it would have paid off for them if that late caution had come out. But you're just planning for each and every stop you make, because every stop is so important around Talladega, because you got to get hooked back up so you don't lose a lot of track position, really. Not more or less speed, but if you don't have anybody to help you when you come out of the pits, you're going to be struggling.
We go on aboard with the 27 of Sean Stevens, who is tucked in behind the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Hunter running that SpongeBob paint scheme. A fabulous Hudson Hornet to the outside. That is the 9 of Pondo Co. Nobody has made the break for pit road, and here they
there's
come.
All the inside line.
A lot of drivers peeling off for pit lane. Things are getting tight. The 3 of Paul Servant, Sean Stevens make contact as we stay on board here, and that just lets you know how tight that was.
Yeah, that's just the pit road, man. You have, I'm assuming that's over half the field, so maybe 12 cars all hitting pit road at the same time trying to make it work, and there's only a limited amount of space, so you see stuff like that. It doesn't look like they got too much damage. I'm looking at the threes front end. Doesn't look too bad. It looks like the 27 didn't get too bad. Of course, I can't really see from up here on the spotter stand, but
Anthony English getting sideways during that pit stop. But here we go. We're taking a look at this one, the 27 and the 3 making contact. And that is hard to do. You're coming from 200 miles an hour down to 55. As the next group of drivers hit pit lane while we check this one out, Paul Servant and the 27, slight contact there. As we go back live, the 61 of DJ Mitzel out in up front with the 711 of Stephen Herman right behind him. So 3 wide motorsports all electing to stay out. Jason Graves joining them.
And they're trying to make the fuel last as long as possible, and you know, this is definitely they're definitely testing their limits right here, but
yeah, they're gonna peel off this time. But yeah, if you can stretch that fuel out and hold on a little bit longer, especially in a race that is possibly going to go from green flag to checkered flag, anytime you can get some extra fuel in that tank, it's always a good thing. Gives you options at the end of the race,
which that's gonna, I believe, cycle out to Hunter Reynolds and Mark Mann. They just passed the 19 of Donald Sadusky and the 9 of Pondo Co. slightly farther back. They're gonna have to get together and really, you know, work together. The 9, the 19, and the 63 are all gonna have to, and the 5 even. They're gonna have to get together because not too far back, you have the rest of the pack. KR, you got 8 drivers, all pushing hard, trying to catch up to Hunter and Mark. And I mean, it's gonna happen. They have the numbers game, and it's just a matter of when, not if, as they go past the 61 of DJ Mitzel and take the lead from him. So Hunter and Mark doing a great job, great teamwork right there on and off pit road. Yeah, just this is a great job. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. I'm more excited about how, you know, DJ and them that's gonna work out for them, because DJ is gonna have the 19 of Donald Sadusky on his bumper, so he got out of pit road pretty good. The 343 is dropping back slightly, but he's gonna have help with behind the 63 and the 31 and the 711 coming up behind him. So DJ got a great stop, it seems.
Dana Osborne in the 88 just set the fastest lap of the race so far with a 47.64. This 88 machine tucked in behind his teammate, the 4 of Chris Akers. One driver who did take 4 tires, that was the 88 of Dana Osborne. So maybe those 4 tires having a little bit of speed in them.
It could be. I know. I just noticed that he had a 14-second stop. So, and I'm assuming the 40 and maybe the 5 maybe took 2 tires because their stops were almost identical at about 11 seconds. A little over 11 seconds. As the 82 of Dan Harrington is going to lead that outside around past the 711 and the 31. They have the numbers game, and he has all 4 Candy Shack members on his bumper, and they're just going to keep shoving past and doing their darndest to catch up to Hunter and Mark. But it looks like the 61 and the 19, as we were talking about them, past Hunter and Mark. So I'm wondering if Hunter and Mark are trying to save fuel because they saw the 3 wide guys go 19. They came in lap 18, coming to 19. Yeah, I believe so.
Daniel Holloway.
19 laps.
Daniel Holloway having a 47.25. That is our new fastest lap, and Holloway finding himself in a 14th spot. But drivers at the front of the field, that's the 61, the 19, the 26, and the 04. And let me tell you, anytime the 19 machine of Donald Sadusky shows up, you know you are in a fight for victory lane with that 19. First start of the season for Donald here in this NSRA Sunday Select Series presented by 3 Wide Motorsports, and he finds himself in a battle for the race lead.
And that pack is just growing behind them, and they're all single file, so it's just a matter of when they're going to catch back up as they're starting to bear down on this group right here. And I'm wondering if they continue with their speed and try to go around the top and see where they can fall in line, because I believe the 31 is leading this line. So we've seen the 31 be aggressive, and the 711 is also pretty aggressive, and they have some drivers behind them like Dana Osborne who are ready to go whenever, as Hunter Reynolds takes back the lead by a great push from last year's season champion KR Mark Mann. Doing a great job. He has the 9 of Pondo Co behind him. And there is the rest of the field, KR.
20 cars starting this race here tonight. All 20 cars are still running. J.R. Johnson in the 37 machine. Right now, he is the only car not in this lead pack that is starting to form up. He finds himself about half a lap behind, and he is in desperate need of a caution.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He had a pretty normal stop, it seems. Maybe he took tires, or I'm not too sure what happened. I don't know if he pit with that first group. I think he pit with the second group that pitted after
Did pit
them.
on lap 17. First group pitted on lap 16.
Yeah, so maybe he got caught out. Maybe he got a speeding penalty or something that we didn't see, or I'm not too sure, but they're starting to race pretty hard now up here though, KR.
Yeah, the 26 down on the bottom. Hunter Reynolds, your race leader. Donald Sadusky in the 19, trying to make some noise on the outside lane. Russell Hancock in the 343 had to drop down below the yellow line as he came off of turn number 2, and now we sail it off into turn 3 and 4. Our drivers really starting to mix it up. We might see these guys on pit road here once again in about 5 laps.
Yep, but not before we see the Candy Shack Motorsports boys go to the wall and try to make it happen once again. Paul Servant, the lone Canadian leader,
Servant going around.
I don't know if you just saw that, but it looked like the Ford. It looked like he completely disappeared for me.
Yeah, he is off the scoring chart for the moment.
Yeah, all of a sudden he was
Let's take another look at this one. As the 4 smacks the wall, net codes down into 3. He disappeared. Hard impact for the 3 there. And that is a wild ride for Paul Servant. And unfortunately for him, we go on board. You can see Chris Akers. Not sure what happened, but teammates making contact there, and Paul Servant gonna come away worse for the wear because of it.
Yeah, I'm assuming he had a connection issue. He just completely disappeared, and that's unfortunate because he took out his teammate, Paul Servant, who's gonna come into pit road. We've seen this for some tough times a few times, KR, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him back on the lead lap racing for a win at the end of the race. But
that does mean he is going to need a caution though, because he's pulled onto pit road. It's his pit stall, and he's going to go a lap down here as he has to work on that race car. And now he is 1 lap down. He will be, for the moment, the only car 1 lap down that is out on the track. Chris Akers in the 4 after he disappeared. He is flat gone. Maybe some internet issues for him. We'll see if he makes his way back out here tonight.
Yeah, that was a crazy throughput there. Usually they just disappear. They don't like. I wonder if he had something happen with his. If maybe he runs in VR or something, and his VR went down, or he just alt F4, hoping he didn't hit anything. I don't know. We'll have to find out what happened after the fact, but We're on lap 28, coming to lap 29. We see Hunter Reynolds leading still, but KR, like you said not too long ago, you know, they're gonna have to hit pit road here soon. Hunter Reynolds, Mark Mann, Dana Osborne, Daniel Holloway, Rick Greenaway, Sean Stevens, Dan Harrington, Anthony English all pitted 13 laps ago, so they're on the shorter end of the spectrum, but right now we still have maybe 3 to 4 laps on a tank of fuel. Maybe they stretch out a little further as the 40 of Jason Grahams is in pit road. Looks like he's just getting fuel and he's heading out. So he's trying something a little different, it seems, KR.
Yeah, he had lost the draft, so he's on pit road, maybe trying to count on a caution coming out or something. So he's going to go a lap down here. That will put him, the first car, 1 lap down, as Paul Servant in the 3 is not quite caught up to him yet.
I believe the first car 1 lap down, depending on how it shakes out, is going to be the 37. As
Well,
he is not too far ahead of the pack right here.
you are correct. It does depend on how it shakes out, because Jason Graham's now the first car 1 lap down, but Johnson is now the first car 1 lap down. So just like that, 2 more cars added to that battle to be the first car 1 lap down. And Hunter Reynolds, your race leader in the 26, continuing to soldier on as we are working the end of lap 30 and starting lap 31. We're about 5 laps away from green flag pit stops.
A little bit of contact between the 343 and the 19. That's going to spread the field out pretty far. A little bit of rubbing going into the turn. 19 is losing a lot of ground, and I'm assuming that's because everybody's in the bottom line because they're about to pit. But people who aren't in the bottom line is the 9 of Pondo Co., the 04 Mark Mann, the 21 of Daniel Holloway, and the 15 of Rick Greenaway, and the 63 of Mikhail Hinton. So we'll probably see we have 1 taker.
Gary Whitmer Jr. Gary hitting pit road. Where is Gary's fan? I believe she's One Hot Wife on YouTube. Is she out here watching? Oh, it's contact. Squirmin' Herman and Donald Sadusky going to make contact. And now things have gotten way worse. Multiple cars involved. Squirmin' Herman in the 7-Eleven machine up in smoke. And our first caution of the night is coming out.
Flying through the air, landing right on top of Mark Mann. And all that started with a little bit of contact from the, I believe, the 19. Just came back up. Him and the 19 just came back up right across the 27's nose.
All right. So let's take a look at this one off the nose of the 04. Oh, hard impact with Squirmin' Herman. J.R. Johnson getting a piece of it as well.
That was a pretty sizable wreck there, which that makes we just hit pit road. That makes the 5 look like a genius, KR.
Yeah, Gary Whitmer Jr. called it on the pit lane correctly. However, he's still sitting in his pit stall, so things are not going good for the 5. Jimmy Reynolds, I got you. We're under caution here, so that means I'm gonna step away. Travis, why don't you call these drivers on the pit road?
And 4KR. I'm trying to look at all the damaged cars in the field here. A lot of cars were caught up in that wreck there. 27 doesn't have a front end, so he's definitely going to have to take that fast repair. Looks like a lot of people got through that, though. As wild as that wreck was, I believe if the 40 didn't get any part of that wreck, he's going to be the lucky dog. And Hunter Reynolds is going to lead the field down pit road. And I do believe that the 40 of Jason Grahams is the lucky dog, as he is staying out, not coming down pit road. Gary Whitmer Jr. is out of the pits, though. He's back on track. That's good to see. 61 of DJ Mitzel, first into his box. and I believe all these stops should be just a fuel, maybe a 2-tire stop. You don't really need 4 tires, but we saw Dana Osborne as the 61 of DJ Mitchell is gonna beat everybody out of pit road. Caught everybody sleeping, got into his box super fast, and got out super fast. Like a lightning bolt. Doing really good there, DJ. Great pit stop. And I don't think that the 40 of Jason Graham's actually is the lucky dog. I believe he got a little bit of that wreck there. So, oh, it looks like the 3 of Paul Servant is the lucky dog. So look at that. Paul Servant back on the lead lap. Good to see for our lonely Canadian in this league. Keeping up right here is going to hit pit road, take some fuel. But now we have still 3 cars 1 lap down. And I believe the 40 of Jason Graham's is going to stay out to take the free pass here. So bold move by him in pit road about 6 laps ago. So he's hoping for maybe another caution to get back into the pits early or something, but
well, I'll tell you what, when you fall off the pace here, you got to do what you got to do. And the 40 of Graham's trying to find his way back onto the lead lap. Maybe hope for a quick caution.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you got to do what you got to do. And I don't know if you heard me, Kara, but all the people I thought were going to be the lucky dog are not the lucky dog. The 3 of Paul Servant is back on the lead lap.
So here we go. All right. So, Jason Graham's in the 40 machine, trapped between our leader and the pace car. And we also have DJ Mitchell with a very quick pit stop, making his way to the race lead. John Stevens pulling onto pit road along with Mark Mann. Mark Mann had some damage. 2 fast repairs available to our drivers here tonight. Chris Akers is the only driver officially out of the race. We have not seen him rejoin the race since his connection issue. Stephen Herman being serviced by his crew. He has been on pit road in his stall for the last 3 minutes, 12 seconds. And so they are continuing to work on that car as Jason does finally get the wave around. That is going to put DJ Mitchell to the race lead. And Travis, I had to go searching, but this one's for Jimmy. And Jimmy's doing what he needs to do right now, taking a break. And without going into detail, Jimmy being a bit under the weather. Jimmy, thanks for checking in with us here tonight, bud. Oh, I don't know. It was
that was pretty weak.
It was. I don't know why. Probably because it wasn't a can, but a bottle.
Well, yeah.
But that's all I could find. I start my diet tomorrow, so I'm making sure there's no adult beverages left in the house.
Ah, those adult Cokes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get you. Yeah. Well, Jimmy, you know, it might have not been the sound you wanted, but it's the sound that we heard in our hearts, and we hope everybody out there, you know, felt it too.
What? Dang, I feel bad, but yeah, I'm out of. That's my last adult beverage, as I do start my diet tomorrow.
Well, good for you, KR. Trying to better yourself in life.
Oh no, it's my race car diet.
Oh, I mean, you gotta make sacrifices.
Yep, it's a sacrifice not to be better at life, but to be better on the racetrack.
And those are words to live by, folks.
Here we go. We got one driver checking in who's not here tonight. Scavenger. I have no idea how to say his name on YouTube, but normally a regular driver out here in this NSRA Sunday Select Series, but not able to be out here tonight. So we hope everything goes well for you. He is on the road for work a little bit here tonight. DJ Mitchell.
I have a feeling that's Les Levy.
I don't know who you're talking about. Some scrub, I'm sure. The green up flag comes out. Here's our first caution comes to an end and we get right back into racing action. The 61 of DJ Mitzel out in front. 3 Wide Motorsports currently locking out both lanes. DJ Mitzel and Russell Hancock running side by side down the backstretch.
Yeah, like I said, DJ had a great pit stop, beat everybody out of the pit road, and they did a great job. But I'm looking through the field, I see the 21. He has a little bit of damage on his rear bumper. I think everybody else who was involved in the wreck took their fast repair, but got some new faces up here up front. We got the 61 of DJ Mitzel, 343 of Russ Hancock, the 88 of Dana Osborne, which he's always up here, whatever. We don't even talk about him, but 19 of Donald Sadusky. So a couple new faces, a few people that were starting to mix it up a little bit more and more, but now they're ready to be up here and race pretty hard as that outside line's kind of falling apart. And the 21 had a checkup right there. I don't know if that was a little bit of damage holding him back. The 15, Rick Greenaway, almost got into the back bumper of him as the 88, Dana Osborne, jumps to the top. Ooh, close call at 343. Checked up a little bit, went up high for the 88, and I thought the 19 was going to collect in there. But they held it together pretty good as the 21's going to go to the high side. Try his luck with the 15 of Rick Greenaway. He's going to tuck back in line behind the 19 of Donald Sadusky, who is going to go to the
slicing
outside.
Through the tri-oval.
Yeah, 3 wide into turn 1, KR.
Holloway in the 21 still wiggling, still trying to gather that car in, as it looked like he got sideways going into turn number 1 in that top lane. The 61 of DJ Mitzel now making his way down this long Daytona super stretch. The 88 of Dana Osborne on his outside. Todd Poston in the 31 made his way forward with the 61 of DJ Mitzel. And so now they both find themselves in the top 5. And again, the tri-oval proving to be a little bit tricky here as we are past the halfway point. Drivers starting to get a little heated, get a little hot under the collar.
As the 19 took 343, 3 wide through the middle. Now, I remember a few weeks ago when we were at Daytona, and a few of the drivers were talking about the cars felt like they were getting kind of breaking loose. So I'm wondering if they're going through that issue through the tri-oval, as the 88's going to get a great shove by the 26, allowing him to clear DJ on the bottom. That was a great push by the dabbing Squidward car being driven by the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. And the 61's going to hop up in front of the 26. Saw the push that he gave Dana Osborne and wants a push just like it. And KR, that outside line has a lot of momentum, and that's going to allow the 61 to just clear Dana Osborne like he was sitting still going into turn 1.
Yeah, they are really starting to slice and dice and mix it up here as we are on the downhill side of our lap counter. And I'll tell you what, Travis, I forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, I do know now. We started 20 cars, 2 cars out of the race. Everyone else still out on the track. That is 18 drivers, 16 of them on the lead lap. Mark Mann, the last car on the lead lap in the 04 machine. J.R. Johnson, the first car 1 lap down. Gary Whitmer, after a long stay on pit road, has rejoined the race, but he is down a lap. So yeah, things are getting heavy here.
And you forgot about the 7-Eleven, Squirman Herman. He's still in the pits, almost 10 minutes. So I'm wondering if he forgot to check his fast repair or something when he towed. That's unfortunate to see him out of the race. It seems so far being scored 8 laps down. But KR, there was somebody who was off the pace, and they're once again back up here fighting in this lead pack, and that's the 3 Paul Servant.
Yeah, the Paul Servant machine, once he got back on the lead lap, was able to quickly carve his way through this field. He finds himself in a battle for the tri-oval. Things are getting tight as we're on board with Rick Greenaway. You can see the 3 wide action in the checkup as Greenaway makes the move to the outside. He's going to tuck in behind Mikhail Hinton. and Mikhail in the 63. Ooh, I'll tell you what, this race is really, the first half of the race, everyone was calm, cool, collected. Now we're starting to see these guys really try and lay down some laps and start fighting for every position.
Very close to the 88. I didn't mean to cut you off, KR, but that was as close and clear as you could ever get cleared. But yeah, it seems like the trial was going to be a tricky situation, as the 61 and 31 are going to go to that high side there around the 88 and 26. A little bit of a gap between these two tandeming leaders right now, but that's going to be resolved here in a few seconds as once the pack catches back up. But got a little bit of tandem drafting going on right now, KR.
Oh yeah, we got two cars working together in that outside line. Teammates, the 61 and the 31. That is going to close up quickly though, as here comes the 19 of Donald Sadusky with another good run. And I'll tell you what, we are once again about 5 laps away from pit stops.
Yep, and we're coming to the ever so crucial pit stops as the 88 jumps up in front of the 61, wants to take the lead back from Hunter Reynolds. So we got a little bit more racing on our hands right now, KR. We saw them be pretty tame at the beginning of the race. Now they want to lead every lap like they like the race depends on it. But yeah, we're on like you said, we're on the downhill slope of the race, and we're really into the crucial pit stops. These last 2 pit stops are going to be what make or break the race for everybody tonight.
That it will. Dana Osborne, your race leader. DJ Mitzel leading the charge on the outside lane. Drivers last on pit road, lap 33. That one was under caution. A few drivers did hit pit lane to top off their fuel tanks before we went green flag racing. However, nobody can make it from here on, I believe, not even 2 more stops. Well, it's going to take 2 more stops even from here, as we are getting close to our next round of green flag pit stops, and then there will be 1 more, and it's still going to be very close.
Oh yeah, I mean, when do these races not come down to the last pit stop? And we're always talking about somebody trying to make fuel last longer than it probably should, or we're always talking about something like that. So never a dull moment in these long green races, and that's just how everybody does fuel strategy differently, KR. And I'm looking through the field, and it looks like the 04 Mark Mann starting to make a push forward right now, but he was running at the back of his pack here, so I wonder if he was trying to save a little bit of fuel or trying to save his car, because he was caught up in that wreck with the 7-Eleven there, that last caution on lap 33. But trying to make a push forward now. It's funny because we have so many lead changes and everything going on up front, as 61 of DJ Mitzel is going to clear the 88 of Dana Osborne going into turn 3 with a great push by his teammate, the 31. But they're racing up front. The 61 is on the apron. Holds it down there.
Oh, somehow he saved it, but he is losing a lot of positions. He's going to blend in. Paul Servant in the 3, going to get to his back bumper. More
contact up front. The 31 and the 9 got together, and that's gonna mess up the 37 of J.R. Johnson. He's off the pace on the bottom, so a lot of contact going on right now, KR. There's still a lot of race to go as the 9 of Pondo Co. and the 19 of Donald Sadusky falls in line behind the 88 and the 26. It's great to see that everybody got through that.
J.R. Johnson and Gary Whitmer Jr. in a battle to be the first car 1 lap down. They are running nose to tail right now. And so the 5 machine and the 37 off the lead lap in the mix with our leaders here, and they have every right to be there. Dana Osborne, though. Do what?
We have the 40 hitting pit road.
Jason Grames, a lone pit stop. That wave around, maybe going to cost him a little bit here.
I mean, he did a pretty good job. Everybody else has about 15 laps on their tanks this time by, so he might have timed that pretty well. Might not hurt him too bad. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, but again, he's going to be all by himself. That, in the end, is the thing that's going to hurt him.
Yeah, it might. I mean, we saw the 5 hit pit road last time and a caution happened, but we're going to see them with how big this bottom line is. I think we're going to see him hit pit road in the next 2 to 3 laps, and that is when the fuel window is really open for everybody. Pretty much everybody on the same fuel cycle right now since that last caution, as the 40 is now out of pit road, merging onto the backstretch. He's definitely going to lose a lap here, but when the lead pack pits, he might be able to catch up just a slight bit, might maybe latch back onto the end of the lead pack, but that pack's coming up onto him single file for the most part. A few stray cars on the outside. 04 Mark Mann, 21 of Daniel Holloway, 63 of Michaela Hinton, and the 27 of Sean Stevens. So if everybody pits, they're gonna be the four man out, like the odd man out. But seems like everybody's just biding their time, waiting a few more laps. KR.
Yeah, so let's start figuring this backwards. We have 26 laps to go in our regular scheduled distance. What that means is we have green, white, checkered options available to us. So now you have to start thinking about that. You have to factor that in to your race strategy. Now you start working the race backwards. So let's say there is a green, white, checkered, but with 26 laps to go, you have to make one more pit stop, but that is going to bring it very close here to making it. I think we're going to see a lot of guys on pit road here in, I want to say 3 laps, and you give it 5 laps, everyone will have hit pit road.
Oh, I'm going to say you see everybody hit pit road this time.
Yeah. But as you start working it backwards, when do we see the next pit stop? Because are there going to be people who factor in a green, white, checkered? Are there going to be people who gamble on the fact that maybe they try and stretch this as far as they can and time it just right? So you have to make sure you hit pit road, fill your tank up this time, because you're going to have one more stop for sure.
Ooh, I thought we were going to see everybody, but Hunter Reynolds and the field really making this fuel stretch out. We're coming to 19 laps on this tank, KR. So, I like you said, I was gonna say that we're gonna see all these people run this tank out, get a full tank, and I'm assuming is what we're like 22 to go, 23 to go now, 24 to go, something like that.
24 to go right now, as long as we don't have a green, white, checkered.
So they just need a half tank now?
No.
And no?
I don't know. Here comes the rest of the field. That's what I'm saying. Do you gamble on a green, white, checkered, or do you gamble on this thing going the rest of the way?
Well, I mean, how the races have turned out, I don't think we've had a green, white, checkered this season. So, I mean, I'd be just going for the race, and if you have to pit, you can make up the ground then. Because if you have a green, white, checker, that means you're gonna have a lot of cars taken out, a lot of messed up cars. Are gonna be slow cars unless they have their fast repairs. 26 Hunter Reynolds, the 19 of Donald Sadusky, 04 last year's champion Mark Mann, 61 of DJ Mitzel, 31 of Todd Possum, 343 of Russ Hancock, all come out on track, being followed by the 82 of Dan Harrington, the 44 of Anthony English and Pondo Co., 63 of Mikhail Hinton, and the 27 of Sean Stevens. But here come the 3 remaining Caney Shack drivers, being led by the 88, being pushed by the 21, who looked like he got his damage all fixed up, so he is all ready to go for the rest of this race, as they're 3-man drafting right on past the 27 here soon. Full head of steam, going about 10 miles an hour faster. So it's almost like the 27 sitting still. But yeah, KR, we have a few guys tandeming right now with the 26 and the 19. You got the 61 and the 31 just got caught up with Mark Mann. I think you're gonna see Candy Shack hit pit road as soon as they can make it to the end. Calling it now. Call my shot like Anthony English is. Calling it.
All right, so here we go. This race getting down to the nitty gritty. We've had one caution here tonight. Stephen Herman looks like maybe he is done for the night. Chris Akers has called it a night. 20 cars taking the green flag. We're down to 18 cars out on the track. Of those 18, 16 are currently on the lead lap. Jason Grames in the 40, who has had to pit off sequence. As we look at him, he is running all by himself. He is in trouble here because he is off the pace. He does not have anyone to work with. He makes his way across the start finish line. He is about, I don't know, 20 seconds behind our race leader. DJ Mitchell, Hunter Reynolds leading the charge at the front of the field. So Jason Grames really trying to make his way forward. It was Todd Poston in the 31, gonna get out of shape.
Ooh,
Russell Hancock goes flipping, and Hancock lands on all four tires, but the yellow flag going to come out.
Oh, and there's more wrecking going through the infield. Looks
Big
like
time stack up.
04 got together.
All right, let's take a look at DJ Mitchell in the 61 and the 04. As this yellow came out, they made contact. Dan Harrington really was trying to squeeze by, go on board with the 82 machine. We see this contact here. Mark Mann keeps it off the wall. Harrington not so lucky. But now let's take a look at what brought out this yellow flag. And that was with Russell Hancock and Todd Poston making contact. Russell Hancock getting the worst part of it.
Oh, that was a hard hit to the outside wall. That was good on the on the 31 and the 343 to keep it locked down and keep it on the bottom of the track and not really collect any more cars. Because that could have been a lot worse, because the 343 could have just rolled back up in front of that field and just taken out a lot of good race cars tonight.
So yellow flag flying, and we end up with several cars coming down pit road. Sean Stevens stays out, but Hunter Reynolds leading everyone else. What has Sean Stevens got up his sleeve? Trying to hit pit road without a lot of traffic?
Maybe. How many laps to go? Is the race off pit road? Very close. Looks like Hunter Reynolds got out in front of the 19 of Donald Sadusky just in case, just a hair ahead. That was a great race off of pit road. I don't know, Kara. What we got, like 18 laps? 16 laps? No. I'm so bad at math. I think you got to help me.
All right, Sean Stevens, last on pit road on lap 52. He came down pit lane with some of the last drivers to hit pit road, and he has decided he's going to try and stay out for the moment.
I mean, maybe he's banking on another caution to happen. Maybe, I don't know, but it looks like the 5 got the lucky dog, and the 40, Jason Graham's, was sitting pretty, halfway across the track. No need to worry about a wreck. So his little bit of strategy, whether it was planned or unplanned, a little bit of misfortunes, definitely turned into a positive thing tonight. So it's good to see him still being able to fight for another chance of trying to get a win or maybe a top 5 tonight for a great points finish. But right now, the only car one lap down is going to be the 37 of J.R. Johnson, which KR laps are winding down. Everybody's getting more and more desperate, more and more aggressive. He can be back on the lead lap, and then we'd have 18 cars racing for one spot. That'd be the winner of this race tonight.
All right, so no one can make it on fuel from here that we have seen tonight. Now, someone might try and stretch as JR does peel off for pit road. He's going to bring several other drivers with him. JR, as you mentioned, one lap down, but Anthony English from 9th place on back. Everyone hitting pit lane.
I'm just taking a little splash of fuel there.
Sure, absolutely. Now, but you are right on the limit here. So do we see these guys who have taken a splash of fuel try and save fuel? Sean Stevens, Hunter Reynolds, however, have to go full tilt. They're out in front. This thing has got very interesting.
So I'm currently in the cockpit of the 44, and I'm gonna be listening to see if and he's cutting the car off. So he's trying to make it happen. KR car is cut off. He is coasting, and I bet you Mark Mann's car is cut off. He's coasting. They're the only two that are got their. Oh no, the 31's got his car cut off. So they're definitely trying to make this fuel last, KR. So this race is going to get very interesting if it stays green.
All right, so here we go. Lights are out on the Ford Mustang.
Hunter's car's off too. Everybody's saving fuel, KR.
Yeah,
everybody's saving fuel.
Every little bit counts here right now. I mean, even if you know you can't make it, just saving a little bit of fuel here means that if you have to come down pit road under green, that is that less time that you are spending on pit road.
It's good. Part of me hopes this goes green so we can see some shenanigans. I want to see some fuel strategy play out, but it's Talladega. I don't think we're gonna finish under green. I mean, we probably will after a few cautions and maybe a green white checkered, but I would love to see this thing go green and see these guys see what they can do saving fuel and who can save the fuel best, pretty much. So
Sean Stevens really kind of let's just say the guy that we know for sure really won't be able to make it. Everyone else trying to do all they can. So here we go. Travis, take us to this green flag.
So the pace car was off a few seconds ago. The slow creep of the 27 of Sean Stevens leading us to the green flag. The green flag is going to come out. 19 is on his bumper already. Not letting him get a bad start at all. If the 27 misses a shift, that'd be catastrophic for that inside line. Only 4 cars on the outside line as they go into turn number 1. Pretty much the entire field on the inside as the 15 of Rick Greenaway heads to the bottom. Doesn't want to be up top in that 3-car draft, but the 19 of Donald Sadusky is going to hop up in front of the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, which I'm sure Hunter is loving to see that. It's going to allow him to save a little bit of fuel, not a whole lot, but we're seeing a lot more shoving, a lot more bump drafting. The 19's wanting to get clear of the 27. I'm sure the 27 would love the 19 to get in front of him, but 27 is just going to get a great run out into turn 3 with Paul Sermont behind him. And coming out of turn number 4, it looks like the 19 is going to be in the lead. Might even lead this lap here. The KR laps are winding down as we come to the line for lap 60. The 27 off track. Things got a little tight, and that's going to allow the 19 to get right in front of the 27 there, KR, as they go into turn number 1.
Sadusky, your race leader. Sean Stevens in the 27 tucked in behind him. Those 2 cars on the inside lane. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 working the outside lane in that black and yellow paint scheme with SpongeBob characters all over it. Then you have the Hudson Hornet, the 9 machine of Pondo Co. pushing on the back bumper of SpongeBob. There is a whole lot going on here, and I'll tell you what, as they come to the start-finish line, we're going to have 15 laps to go, and these drivers are starting to mix it up. 17 cars on the lead lap. The 40 of Jason Graves, the last car on the lead lap. He is only 1.1 seconds behind the race lead. Here we go, side by side, off a turn number 2. Heading into turn number 3, down the backstretch. Hunter Reynolds has the lead.
Push.
Is he going to drop down?
9 gave him a huge shove. He's going to clear the 19. That was a great push, but KR, I don't know if I want to be leading if I'm Hunter. I mean, obviously, if there's a wreck, you're going to make it. And I'm thinking that's what the 27 Sean Stevens hoping for, hoping there's a wreck a little bit later on as the I don't know who that is. Is that the 19? Yep, the 19. I don't know why I couldn't think of what his car is, but 19 to the high side, more cars joining that high line. We saw the first car lead everybody into pit road on that one to go was the 44 of Anthony English. He is currently sitting in P14. He's just hanging out, man. A couple cars behind him, the 82 of Daniel Harrington and the 04 of Mark Mann. And you know they're the guys that are going to try to make this fuel last for the rest of the race. As the 19 is going to clear the 26 by a great shove once again of the 9 of Pondo Co. coming out of turn 4 KR. Laps winding down, racing getting tighter. As I just noticed that the 7-Eleven of Squirman Herman is back on track, KR.
Stephen Herman has rejoined the race, and he's out there going to try and help his teammates, I'm sure, at this point. With 13 laps to go, there's no one he has the chance of passing. So he's just going to be out there to try and help his teammates. So here we go.
I think everybody can make it on fuel, KR.
Oh, see, I think what happens, how you were talking strategy, the yellow comes out here. I think everyone's going to hit pit road because that will cover them on a green-white checkered as kind of a freebie. Now, you might see 1 or 2 drivers who stay out, who are a little bit deeper in the field maybe, and take that fuel, but I don't know, man.
Here's the thing. So obviously, if the caution comes out, everybody's going to hit pit road. There's no doubt about that. If it goes green, though, I'm looking at the last time everybody pit, and we're what? 15 to go? 14 to go?
We are at 12 laps to go right now.
Oh, 12? Oh, I mean, we saw back in that first or second pit stop, we saw Todd Poston and them go 19 laps. Or we saw Hunter and them go 19 laps too. So, I mean, it's possible. Even the 27 of Sean Stevens, maybe? It's going to be so close. No, the 27 is not going to make it.
No, I think Sean Stevens, I think his whole strategy was to count on a yellow. Either way, right now he finds himself as a third car down on the inside line. The 9 of Pondo Co. leading the charge in the outside lane. Dana Osborne in the 88 pushing on his back bumper. But Donald Sadusky, in I believe his first start with this season, trying to win this one, and we have 11 laps to go. They're going to come by. And Travis, I know math isn't our thing, but 11 minus 1 becomes 10.
It does, and that just adds 1 lap to the fuel tank that they've been running. And oh gosh, it's so close, so close, KR.
Yeah, it really is, and you could tell that by about the halfway point. How this race was starting to feel. Z88 pops an engine. Russell Hancock going down to the apron. He's trying to hold on to it. Gathers it back in, but Dana Osborne up in smoke.
The 343 did a great job. He assaulted a blue cone, though. I don't think the blue cone is going to take that too lightly.
I hate that blue cone. Salt away. Molest it, abuse it, get rid of it, set it on fire. I don't care. Thank you, Hancock, for taking care of that cone.
And the 88 right now slowly rolling into pits. Hopefully you can get it into pit road, but I'm sure everybody would have loved to see the caution right there, KR, but we're still green, and we're at 9 laps to go now, I think.
Yeah, 9 laps to go. This race starting to wind down. Donald Sadusky, your race leader. DJ Mitzel on the outside lane in the lead of that lane. Dana Osborne in the 88, who has just popped his engine, still hasn't made it onto pit road. He is coasting around this 88 machine, going to lose a lap, maybe even 2 here, as he is still trying to get this car serviced and get back out there to be, at this point, just someone that helps his teammates, because he's going to need a caution, maybe even 2, to try and get back into this thing. And 2 cautions here with 8 laps to go, not going to be entirely likely, but not outside the realm of possibility.
It looks like the 88 of Dana Osborne just now getting into pit road. He still has a long way to go to get to his box. Qualified up front. He's going to make the slow roll at about 30 miles an hour, keeping that thing moving as laps winding down. KR, I think Sean Stevens has to hit pit road in the next lap or 2. It's unless he's hoping for a caution, but I think all the dudes, I think the 63, maybe the 40, the 44, the 82, the 04, I think those guys have a good chance of stretching it, and you might see them stay out and go around this. As a 63 is making a bolt move through the middle. No help though. He's gonna fall in line up top in front of the 40 of Jason Graham's. I think he was looking to keep driving right through the middle of everybody, but he got the door closed on him by the 37 of J.R. Johnson. Oh man, KR.
Here we go. Pondo Co. in the 9 on the inside. 6 laps to go. Donald Sadusky, the 19 machine, a dominant force when he shows up, and we are working race number 4 of our 13 race season. This is Sadusky's first race of the season, and already he is making this field know that he has shown up as he is trying to win this thing. Pondo Co. in the 9, almost making contact with the 19 there, closer racing as they head off into 3 and 4. Gonna get 5 laps to go here. And I don't know about you, but I'm still wondering who can make it on fuel as they're starting to spread out 3 wide at the back. That is Dan Harrington and Mark Mann trying to work that 3rd lane.
I just noticed that the 61 of DJ Mitzel looks like he has a little bit of front end damage, but Sean Stevens right now, 19 laps on this tank. He's either gonna run out or he's gonna be hitting pit road this time by. We haven't seen anybody go 20 laps on a tank of fuel, and that'd be something in and of itself to see happen. But the question is, does his teammates, the guys over in Alliance Motorsports with him, are they going to hit pit road with him to take a little splash of fuel here? And the 27 staying out 20 laps on his fuel tank. Oh my goodness, KR. Sean Stevens is going to give me a heart attack here as the 04 Mark Mann making a little poke to the outside, maybe seeing if we can make it happen. But still being patient back there, saving fuel. Saving fuel, KR. As most of the field's coming up on 16 laps, and we're gonna be we're 4 to go this time, by.
I gotta tell you, our pace is definitely slower than it has been almost all race. Everyone trying to stretch this fuel. Last time by, we turned a 48.73.
Yeah,
our fastest laps are 47
this time.
Yeah, Sean Stevens hitting pit road, and that's gonna be 3 laps to go as the field flashes by the start finish line here this time. Pondo Co though, oh,
I don't know. We just saw Sean Stevens almost go 20 laps.
yeah, but that's the thing. He pitted right before the yellow flag came out. He elected to stay out. He was the only car that
That's
elected
true.
to stay out. Now everyone else came down pit road under that caution.
There goes DJ in the 31. I mean, KR, they must be feeling confident enough to poke out and run the top there. And I think everybody is starting to feel a little bit more confident now, as you can definitely see that damage on the front end of the 61. They have a whole mess of cars, and by a whole mess, I mean 6 cars behind him now. And it looks like the 63 is going to poke through the middle. A little 3 wide action, a little close. Looks like they're about to go 4 wide as the 19 of Donald Sadusky still leading as we're within 2 to go. And there's the wreck, KR. There's the wreck.
We are crashing, but no
They're
caution. We stay green.
Oh my goodness, they saved it.
So the battle at the front continues. Donald Sadusky now trying to hold off the 9 of Pondo Co. Pondo Co. has Todd Poston pushing on his back bumper. J.R. Johnson, a lap down car all the way up along the wall, and Pondo Co. takes the race lead. Todd Poston in the 31 machine, tucked in tight behind the 9, and Michael Hinton in the 63 right now in third. We are going to get the
he's going
white
to go up in front of the
flag.
19. Oh, it was a great move by the 63 there. He just took all the momentum from the 19. The 19 is all over his bumper, KR, going into turn 3. Or turn 1, sorry.
All right, here we go. Final time around. Oh, we got cars crashing. Pondo Co. involved. He's spinning down the backstretch. The 63
the
machine
60.
out in front. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 and Dan Harrington are going to pair up. Can the 63 make a block, or is he going to get swallowed up here as they come off of turn number 4? He already starts moving up. He's trying to defend. It's going to scatter him, but Michael Hinton going to lose momentum. Hunter Reynolds in the 26.
KR.
Here we go. The 26 machine at the line is going to pick it up. Dan Harrington moves into second, and Michael Hinton in the 63 brings it home in third place.
Me. Oh, I hate to see it for the 63. He got beat by the numbers game. That's why you need teammates out here. Ah. Oh. Wow.
So a huge wreck on the backstretch off of turn number 2. Pondo Co. getting involved. One of our drivers who had a shot at winning this one. The 19 and 44 made further contact. That collected the 04 of Mark Mann. And then the race to the finish. This one was a very close one. And you're right, the 26 and the 82 getting hooked up were able to pass the 63. But what an outstanding finish we had here tonight. Let's get right into the rest of our night here. Travis, why don't you talk to Hunter?
I mean, if I have to.
All right, I'm gonna let you talk to Hunter Reynolds, our race winner.
Hunter Reynolds, you got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
I mean, we're doing pretty good up here watching this great race, but I'm sure you're doing even better getting that P1 finish. Crazy last lap. Saw the 63 try to make a block on you there, and it looked like the 82 of Dan Harrington was thinking about going with him, but then he quickly got to your bumper and pushed you around him. But those last couple laps, that entire fuel run, we'll just say that. How close were you guys on fuel?
Yeah, dude, that was crazy last few laps. So basically the caution before this, we didn't know if we could make it on fuel, so I was sweating it up front. I'm actually out of gas right now, but had to save some fuel there and avoided the wreck, fortunately. Yeah, I'm really thankful for Daniel Harrington. Shout out to him for pushing me across the line there. I saw everybody else got taken out, and it was just me and him versus the 63. And I knew he was gonna make a move, so I just did a little extra going high. I almost spun it actually. But yeah, shout out to Dan for pushing me. I'm glad we could get the field mileage done and avoid the wrecks.
Yeah, well, y'all did a great job. Me and KR were up here in the booth trying to, you know, just figure out who couldn't make it, and it looks like everybody could make it except the 27 of Sean Stevens. But y'all had a great run tonight. Man, when the 63 made that move, I knew it was over for him, but I was really pulling for him. But you guys did a great job to Alliance Motorsports getting a P1 and a P2. So hats off to you guys tonight. You want to give any shout outs, thank yous, anybody out there, man?
Yeah, thanks. It was a fun night. We were working together, good me and Dan there at the end. Shout out to all the team at Alliance Motorsports, helped me out. Dan for pushing me. Shout out to him. Turn 3, YouTube in the booth, KR Travis. You guys do a great job with the broadcast. Shout out to all the family and friends watching. Shout out to my dad. We both got COVID right now. He's battling some stuff, so this one's for him. Shout out. And thanks to everybody watching. We appreciate you.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. KR, you got the 82 there, bud?
I have caught up with the driver in the 82 machine, and I'll tell you what, that's Dan Harrington. And Dan, how you doing out there tonight?
Whew, still trying to calm down after that last couple laps.
Well, those last few laps had to be very challenging, both mentally and fuel tank wise. Talk us what you were going through out there.
Oh, well, building up to it, we were definitely watching that fuel pressure. It was real close. The Hunter ran out trying to get back to the finish line, so I went ahead and burned it down for him until I ran out.
Well, a teammate celebrating for a teammate, can't feel bad about that one. Man, this 82 machine though had an interesting race all night long.
Yeah, we're just trying to bide time. We're mostly just trying to stay out of trouble. That whole don't die kind of thing. But a little past midway, got into a little rough up, had to switch to the backup car. But yeah, just dodged those last few wrecks and made it through.
All right, man. Well, nice job out here tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Just, you guys for doing the broadcast. We appreciate it. Everyone who runs the league, let everybody know, check out the view from the 82 at Demon Tech 82.
All right, that is the driver of the 82 machine, Daniel Harrington, getting it done here tonight in a second spot. Our third place driver not able to make it up into the booth. So Travis, how about you sign us out here tonight?
Are we gonna do the standings first?
Oh, no, it's not important.
I mean, Hunter won, so it's not
Yeah,
that big of a deal.
all right. Hunter Reynolds, Dan Harrington, Michael Hinton, Rick Greenaway, and Todd Poston, your top 5 in this one.
The 21 of Daniel Holloway, the 5 of Gary Whitmer Jr., who was racing a few laps down, if I remember correctly, getting a pretty good finish there tonight. The 61 of DJ Mitzel coming home in 8th place. The 3 of Paul Servant coming home in 9th, and rounding out your top 10, the 40 of Jason Grams.
Pondo Co. in 11th. 12th goes to Anthony English, Russell Hancock 13th, John Stevens 14th, and Donald Sadusky ended up in 15th spot as the last car on the lead lap.
And rounding out the final 5 spots of the field, none other than the 04 past champion Mark Mann coming home in 16th place, the 37 of JR Johnson in 17th, the 88 of Dana Osborne coming home in 18th, 711 of none other than Squirman Herman himself in 19th, and rounding out the end of the field in 20th, the 4 of Chris Akers.
All right, guys, so that is gonna do it. Thank you very much to Travis Elliott for joining me here tonight and reminding me that the people, the fans, especially Les Levy, want to know where his teammates finish here tonight. So Travis, now will you sign us out?
Now we can do it.
Okay, cool.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to interview the 63 of Mikhail Hinton, so we are able to properly give him or her. I mean, we don't know. We don't know KR, but great race tonight, 63. I just wanted to give you a little hats off there. But I hope everybody has a great week. Come back next week for another great race around Daytona. It's only going to get wilder. You're going to listen to our annoying voices a little bit more, and everybody have a great night. See you next week.
Well, we're going to be off next week.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I think we're going to be off for 2 weeks.
It's the Super Bowl next week.
Super Bowl is next week, and then Valentine's Day is the 14th. So
are we going to be off for President's Day?
Listen, we're not the government. We're not taking every day off.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Slow your roll. All right, guys. So that is going to do it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the show. And until next time we see you, stay safe. And Jimmy, Hunter, man, get better.